I Yo, I'm so tired and dead inside. I really do not want to do this shit. Yeah, you read the title. I'm gonna be doing this. Uh, I just want to make it clear first off. Um, I'm going to be doing a lot more of these videos, and if you're a person who is easily butthurt, easily offended, can't take in new ideas and opinions with a grain of salt,
click off this video.
please and thank you. Now, if you stayed, you're either A, actually interested in what I have to say, or B,
You have no fucking life and you just want to bother somebody.
but personally, I think the whole ideology and idea of hell itself is a pretty bullshit concept, you know? I feel like I feel like hell is just some shit we as human beings invented to kind of like set some sort of like control over another, right? Now, this is gonna sound like a whole lot of bullshit, right? But let me just state my positioning and opinion. I feel as if some random person one day just decided, yo, if we need these people under our control, should we not just create a consequence for disobedience and their actions? Because when you really think about it, back in the day, when it was the Roman Catholic Church, if you took global history, you've learned a lot about how priests and preachers, they have been going and traveling to different towns, making these statements, making these claims, and saying stuff about, oh, this is what it feels like to be burnt, this is that, and this right here is what's going to happen to you for an eternity if you do not commit yourself to God. But the thing with those statements is that I would like to understand, how the hell would somebody know that if they already went to hell? Because I'm pretty sure you can't just go to hell, come back and be like, yo guys, it's fucking burning down here, I don't think y'all want to go. Now, you might say, oh, it's something specifically stated in the Bible, or God said this to the priest, this, or the Pope, or the whatever at the given time, right? But if it was really God giving this information out to these people, why would these people then use that information to buy, to like sell, to sell religion, basically? Now, I'm not gonna get too in depth with religion because that's a whole nother video onto itself, and I have my own personal opinions on that as well. But today I'm gonna focus mainly on hell. In the past, if you're unaware or you haven't learned this in school, they used to sell these little pieces of paper or something, and basically what this paper was is like a guarantee that you're not going to hell. When you die, you're going to heaven, the promised land, all that stuff, right? If it was really God telling this hell thing, if it was really God selling this idea of hell to these popes, I don't think God himself would appreciate that these people who are already poor, mind you, these are like people that live in towns, they have to work to support their families, but they're using their little amount of money to buy some sort of ticket to heaven so that they don't go to hell. Now, if anyone has ever read the Bible, I've even heard anything about it, we all know that nowhere in the Bible it says you have to buy a ticket in your way to heaven. No, I don't think that's how it works, right? So when you think about this flaw, and you think about, like, this is exactly how Christianity spread it in the past, through these words that people were just either believed, because out of ignorance, if you don't know nothing and you see somebody who's better off than you, richer than you, have all these people following them, you'll feel like you're the idiot and you don't know shit, and you're gonna go and follow them. You'll think that whatever they tell you is factual, whatever they're saying, since they're already big, organized, and all that stuff, and you're over here poor, you're gonna think that these people are well off. It's probably because of what they're practicing and what they believe in. This must be the truth, because I'm not doing any better than them. they got to be telling the truth, right? Mind you, these people specifically could have just invented this shit. This could have just been something to make money. Look, when they already had their religion in their country and in their civilization, who knows, right? Who knows? What if they just decided they're gonna make up something that for the people that already believe in religion and in God and everything like that, that they're going to make something that will make these people fear. Not just fear God, they will make people fear for their actions. Make people fear for crimes against the government and stuff like that. I like this was times where, decapitating people, killing people, burning people, all that stuff was legalized, right? It wasn't legalized, but nobody really did anything against it. Unless you were like some high upper, you would have guards or something. But other than that, you were subjected to any type of violence and stuff. I feel like the government has combined with the people that are already in the religious industry, the church industry, right? And they just decided to say, yo, we need a way to control these people. We need a way for these people to fear their actions, to fear the consequences of their actions, so that they do not do all this reckless stuff, they don't cause all these problems. When you take something that someone believes in and you add more fear to it, you're simply controlling that person through fear. If a person decided, oh, I think the Pope is talking bullshit, all that shit, right? Now you could think, well, I do believe in what he's telling me about God, this promised land, all the stuff that he's taught me, right? But there's one thing I don't agree with, and I want to call out the Pope on that. But when the Pope says to you, if you disobey God, if you do this, if you do that, if you don't follow his word, you're gonna go to hell or some shit like that. I'm not saying this is exactly what they said, but just an example, right? I'm going to silence myself because I feel as if I speak out in front of all these people towards the Pope and I voice my opinion that he's stating some level of bullshit, I'm gonna go to hell. I don't want to burn for eternity. That shit is painful. So I'm just gonna listen. I'm gonna push my ideas down, and I'm going to listen to what this Pope has to say. Now, you ever with that aside, right? You ever realize how in media, right? And this is like something I'm not sure a lot of people know, but I feel like a lot of people should know this by now. In media, people always want to make other things. Like, let's say you're living in the US, right? If you live in the US, I'm pretty sure any type of movie that you've ever seen, it's always somehow made the other country look worse off. If you get what I'm saying, right? If you were to watch a movie on Mexico, they're going to show you the poor parts of Mexico. They're not going to show you the side that's advanced, the side that's flourishing, right? They're going to show you the parts of Mexico where it's just poor, where it's just this, where it's just that. That's where they're going to film the scenes. Because we want to prove to the people that are already living under us that we are the best, right? That we are better than them, we are better than this, we're better than all of that. We ourselves are the best place. We always try to make other places look bad through our media and through all this for people who have never explored those places, simply because we want to keep people where we are. We want to make them think that this is the best place. So think about it. Keep that in mind. What if the same tactic is used against hell? Right? What if, because of all this, people are trying to make hell look so bad, so bad, that people want to think that heaven is the best place to go. This is the best place to go. You don't want to go to hell. You don't want to this. You don't want to that. It's literally me just saying, yo, bro, you don't want to go to North Korea. I mean, North Korea, it has strict rules and all that. They're gonna show you all the military men, the starving people. But North Korea, people, there are tourists that go there. And why do you think tourists are gonna go someplace if it's nothing there interesting to see? Do you ever see anything interesting on the media about North Korea? No. Then why would anybody want to be a tourist over there? And why would they not come immediately right back if they seen it was that bad? Because the media does not want to show you the good parts of North Korea. Now, I'm not taking North Korea's side or anything like that. It has nothing to do with that. It's just an example. What if that is the exact same thing for hell? What if people want to make hell seem like, well, for lack of a better word, hell? What I know from I'm personally a Christian. I grew up in a Christian household. I have always questioned Christianity, but I've always had to believe in it because out of a simple ignorance, right? But I also have this thought, right? What if hell is not that bad of a place? I'm gonna give you two scenarios, right? What if hell's not that bad of a place? People just talk shit about it because they don't want people doing bad things, so that they could keep the fear factor of hell up, so that people were always gonna want to go to heaven, and so they were gonna have to follow the rules of God and all that other stuff. What if, like I said before, hell does exist, right? I mean, we don't even know if it does or doesn't exist, but still, let's say hell does exist, and let's say this is the pope, the ex-angel, as I would call him, Lucifer, actually does govern hell. Now, I feel like when we think about it, Lucifer is supposed to be the remnant of all evil, all this, all that, all hatred, all bad thoughts, all this. He's supposed to be where it all stems from, you know? And when you think about it, we all kind of got like this little bit of remnant of Satan inside of us. As human beings, we're supposed to be created in the image of God. But I feel like all these thoughts, all these everything, well, I'm going way off topic. Hold up. Okay. In hell, you're supposedly supposed to burn in fire for all of eternity. Now, these are eternal flames. You're supposed to get burned. You're supposed to get tortured by demons. You're supposed to this. You're supposed to get that. Now, before I continue, right, about that torture thing, what if you're a masochist? Like, I've always asked that question. Like, nobody's ever given me a solid answer on that. Like, what if you're legitimately a masochist? Would you would you just be looking at Satan and be like, "Huh, joke's on you. I enjoy this shit." Like, is that how it would be? I never understood it. What if you're legitimately a masochist and you get off from being tortured? Anyway, but I've learned from researching and all this stuff about monks, meditation, all that stuff, right? You ever seen a person walk through hot coal, sit on spikes, all that stuff that would look very excruciatingly painful for us, but they remain 100% calm throughout the entire procedure. They take their time. They don't rush through it. They take their time and just ease through it so calmly, so this, so that. And there's actually a thing to it, right? It's not that these people don't feel pain. It's not that these people, like, they don't have emotion or something like that. It's like these people they have, how would I describe it? They have become so, not attached, but merged, right? They have become so merged with the pain that the pain simply doesn't exist. If you get what I'm saying. Like, it exists, but it does not exist. Okay, that sounded, let me explain it, right? When you take the physical or mental pain, it works either way. When you take the pain, you acknowledge the pain, you embrace it, right? You embrace it, you accept it as what is going on. You accept that the pain is there, and you accept that it is happening. Accepting the pain is key to overcoming the pain. Once you have accepted it, you have removed all like doubt in your mind that the pain is there. And now that the doubt is gone, you have nothing left but to just take the pain and like in your mind, you have to kind of like not like resent the pain, but become one with it. If you get what I'm saying. Once you become one with the pain, that's when the pain starts to just not exist anymore. And that sounds hella stupid. But have you ever like have you ever tried to, let's say you were really hot, not really hot, but like let's say you're trying to get into some really hot or some really cold water. The water is hot, right? Or the water is really cold, right? Once you accept that the water is hot or it's really cold, and you decide to move your hand further in and you put your entire body into the shower, you have accepted that the water is hot and you've accepted that the water is cold, and then you adapt accordingly. Your body adapts accordingly. That's basically what it is, but on a much bigger scale. You're taking what is there, accepting it, becoming one with it until it just isn't there. Like it's there, but it's not there. Now, this isn't the best explanation, and I might have left a few people confused or something, but yeah, whatever. Now, applying that same principle to non-stop torture. Once you have taken the pain of hell, of all the torture, of all the burning, you've accepted that the pain is there. And like the thing is, right? I feel like this is just straight speculation. Let's just take into account that when you die, right? When you die, your body is left in the ground. You will stay there until you rot, and your soul is detached from your body. If you could, if I feel like that's the best way to put it. Your soul is detached to your body, and your body is not who you are anymore. So you're no longer a physical thing. You're more of an essence. You're more of a spirit, right? So I feel like if you were to go to hell, it wouldn't be your body getting tortured. It would be your soul. Like a lot of people imagine, oh my gosh, pain would be like how it feels when my arm gets burnt, when my shoulder gets stabbed, or if I get shot or something. That's how it would be. You cannot compare the two things. They're two different things. Your body is not getting tortured. Your soul is. You would not understand what the eternal torture that is so highly talked about would feel like, because you're comparing the torture of hell to the torture of a human physical body. Now, the reason why I say your soul is getting tortured, I feel like it contributes a lot to the idea of getting through what hell is, right? If your body isn't getting tortured but your soul is, I feel the pain is more on a spiritual level. Like you ever seen a person, like guys, right? If you ever seen a guy get kicked in the balls and then you felt the pain of the impact onto your balls, that's, it's not really spiritual, but it's closer than what it feels like to get kicked in the balls after another dude gets kicked in the balls, right? I feel like the pain will all be in your head. Not your head, but in your mind. I would like to detach the word mind from your brain. I'm not gonna keep mind and brain as the same thing. I'm gonna say brain is like the thing that you think through, but your mind is your essence and your thoughts and everything about it, but kept within your spirit, right? And your soul. I think I'm I'm not sure whether spirit and soul is supposed to be the same thing. I want to actually see that, but I'm gonna just presume it's the same thing for now. Um, if your soul is getting tortured, then that means all that pain, all that suffering, all that torture, it's all going in your mind. It's directly flowing through your mind. And if it's directly flowing through your mind, then I feel like the same strategy that monks use, you know those people that just sit down and just meditate like 24/7. You feel like they're always so freaking calm. Like, I feel like if we embrace that same strategy that they use in that specific situation, I feel like after a while, the pain of eternal the pain of eternal torture would mean absolute shit. What is pain when you could take the pain in your mind and transfer that pain to absolute nothingness? Pain is literally Physical pain is literally just your body sending signals to your head. That's all pain is. That's all it is. People that can't feel pain, like those, there are people that actually cannot feel pain. Those people, the pain is there, but they don't feel it. And as long as you don't feel it, it's not there. Like, your body's still gonna suffer the consequences of it, but the pain isn't there if you don't feel it. It's there, but it's not. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. Your body is not in hell. Your mind is. If you cannot feel the pain, then there is no pain. It's all in your head. So what if I did go to hell? What if hell was as bad as it sounds? If you know how to deal with it. If you simply know how to take the pain, embrace it, and move on with it, it's no longer there. You could literally be walking through hell, walking through fire, swimming in lava. It does not matter. You will not burn. You will not this. You will not that. Because if you burned, how would the pain be eternal? You would be burned. Exactly. It's your spirit. It's your soul. It's not your body. You cannot burn. You cannot die. You cannot nothing. You're already dead. It's all in your head. All of it is in your head. And once you can take it from your head, once you can take that one from your mind, you take that pain from your mind and you can remove it, it's no longer there. Hell is no longer a problem. It's no longer suffering. It's no longer torture. So people who stay here, oh my gosh, do you want to go to hell? Do I really care if I do or not? Now, I'm not saying you should try to go to hell. That's some fucked up shit. And if you don't believe in religion, or if you don't believe in heaven and hell, you do you. All I'm saying is that I feel like the idea of hell, how people perceive hell, is like the worst thing ever. I don't think so. I feel like hell isn't the worst thing ever. There are so many things worse than what I could imagine. Like, keep in mind, this is all me speculating of what hell is really like. I have not been there. I don't know what it's like. But in my head, I can imagine countless things worse than hell. Alright? And the thing is, the reason why I don't see hell as such a bad thing is, once you take hell and you compare it to heaven, heaven is supposed to sound all good, all this, all that, but is it really, right? Is heaven really that good of a place? Because when you think about it, right, in the Bible it states that as long as you give your life to God, you will go to heaven. I want that to process through your head. Could you imagine a man walks up into your crib, he murders your entire fucking family. He murders your entire family, your whole bloodline, your whole everything. He leaves nobody alive but you. And it's not that he left you alive just to leave you alive. He's not on no Itachi shit. He left you alive because he could not find you, because you hid, right? The police come and the man does not want to turn himself in. He's already accepted his actions, and he's like, Lord, forgive me for all my sins. I repent in the name of Jesus, all that stuff. He walks out there The police tell him to put the gun down. He proceeds to shoot. He just proceeds to shoot until the cops have to shoot him and kill him. That man will end up in heaven. And you telling me you will want to go to heaven with a person like that? Pedophiles, rapists, murderers, people who have committed mass genocides, people who have intentionally just fucked people over, being the main cause of poverty, getting rich over poor people, all that other stuff. These are the types of people that could end up in heaven. Not because of their good actions, not because of how they live their life, but because at the end of it all, they have given their life to God. They've given their life to Christ. And now because of it, they can be saved. Are these the types of people that you really want to go to heaven with? Really? But think about it. Let me take somebody that a lot of people know already, right? Juice World. He's a very successful rapper and musician, right? He said that he sold his soul to the devil. Now, it's most likely a joke, right? It's most likely a joke. But let's let our imaginations run wild real quick. What if he did? He ain't going to heaven. He ain't going to heaven. If he sold his soul, he ain't going to heaven, right? Now compare Juice World to a person that has committed mass murder. That person at the end of the day, that person that committed mass murder at the end of the day, they gave up their life to Christ. They're going to heaven. But Juice World, let's say, I'm not saying I hope he does, but let's say he did go to hell. Would you rather be in hell with a person who's gotten you through so many things, a person who's been an inspiration for millions and millions of people, compared to a person who just felt like being a bitch and just murdering people? Would you rather go to heaven with a murder, or would you rather go to hell with Juice World, an inspiration? Tell me, which one would you like? Because I feel like heaven is not full of good people. I feel like there are more bad people going into heaven than good. Like, you ever seen, this is a movie, so it's not really a credible type of source or something, but there's truth to everything, right? You ever seen how, like, the worst of people have like a cross around their neck? People who just massacred thousands of people just have a cross around their neck and they just kiss it. These are Christians. These are Christians murdering innocent people. These are the types of people that, and this is the type of shit that happens in real life too. You could be a murderer, you could be a massacre, you could be this, you could be that, and you could still be a Christian. And as long as you give your life to God, at the end of the day, you're going to heaven. Do you really want to go to heaven with these types of people? Do you really? So at the end of the day, it's either you go to hell with a good company, or you go to heaven with fucked up people. At the end of the day, I feel like it's just, the whole idea of hell just makes no sense. You know what I'm saying? The whole idea of heaven and hell, shit makes no sense. Honestly, I don't care. I die. Where I go is where I go. You know?
One weekend of pampering later.
Now, just to finish up, right? Do keep in mind that this is my personal opinion. I'm allowed to have an opinion. If you don't agree with it, go ahead. This is pretty much an open discussion. If you want to give me your perspective on it, feel free to do so in the comments or whatever. If you care, you don't have to. You probably won't, but you know, just saying, you're allowed to voice your opinion. I feel like a lot of people don't want to talk about anything related to religion because, you know, controversial reasons. But yeah, if you feel like there's something you want to say on the topic, feel free to type it down in the comments. 2 weeks for me to actually just stop being lazy to edit. So yeah.